Hello. Now, this section is about the brain remembers. And this is my personal experience of what I've learned about neuroplasticity and muscle memory. And after my TBI, really the understanding of I did all the dancing I did over the years and the Pilates has really helped my recovery quite a bit. So this is what's about understanding my journey of it, and then you can take it what you want in the sense of, okay, what does it mean in my practice? What does it mean by repetition? What have I been doing? Maybe can remind you of it and maybe give you some little information about enhancing what you've learned. So moving along here, the brain remembers. And so main thing is it has been studied that age is not a limiting factor. Muscle strength and neuromuscular coordination can be built at any age, 20s to 80s, even 90s. So when you recover from a neurological injury, I like to reframe it instead of saying it isn't compensating for a body that's too old or too damaged, but let's find a way to build back the muscle or get the neurological part, neuromuscular part going again. And it doesn't matter what age you are, you can definitely develop it at any age. So I put some resources here, and you are going to get a PDF file on this section here. You can look at any of these courses, any of these links that you want. The aging process, people lose, as 3 to 5% muscle per decade after 30. Okay. And much of that decline can be slowed or reversed through training. So just because you're getting older doesn't mean you can't reverse it. Now, as you get older, also, maybe the reverse doesn't happen as fast, but it can be. Effective workouts, progressive resistance training, lifting weights, resistance bands, or body weight squats. It does stimulate growth into somebody who's in the 80s and 90s, right? It is also studied that if you eat high protein as you get older, is important too. So this is a Mayo Clinic research. You can again, you can look more into it, but they've done a lot of research on the aging process and the muscles and the development. Yes, as you get older, it might develop differently, but you can still create muscle memory. Age is not something that, okay, I'm older now, I can't do it anymore. That's not true. So recalibration. So when you stand on one leg and you wobble around, it's like a pendulum. Boom, doo, 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 doo. And the more you do it, it becomes less whoa, whoa, wobbly. It becomes more solid or locked in sensation. So I wanted to share one thing after my TBI. So I call it the 100 walks a day. I started at one end of my house and I walked. I stopped on one leg, and I had these walls. I would my arms like this, and I would stop myself. I would turn my head one way and the other, and at first I was kind of dizzy. This is maybe 2 weeks after my accident. I did that literally 100 times a day. After that, 2 or 3 days, my body was not getting dizzy anymore. I felt like I was on my leg. My body wanted to be on my leg. Now, I'm a ballet dancer. I wanted to remember that sensation. My body right away went right into it. So that's what it is. Standing on one leg for a minute each day. We're going to do that in a minute here. Okay. Very, very important for proprioceptive work to get that sensation of like opening up your proprioceptives and being tall on one leg and feeling that wobbly sensation. And over time, it happens very quickly. That wobbly sensation goes away. The nervous system adapts to demand, and consistent effort is what drives the muscle memory. Marching with light weights. Just march it with light weights, and you moving. It adapts to what you give it. And if it's consistent movement, that's essentially what the progressive load is. Okay, we know that. And sometimes it's about how we communicate to our clients about it. This is how I teach. So, as a dancer, I've been repeating movements, same movements over and over and over again. And I've learned that every time you do a tendu, it's going to feel different. You can get better at it. You can do a little bit more. You can feel a bit more, right? And I work on tempo, I work on breath, and I also work on light load. So, I go slow movement, I repeat it. I repeat it. I'll change maybe a little bit of how you do it. And that's how I teach. And in my classes, go that route. So one day, 1 week, or a couple of weeks, I'll work on a certain way. Then I'll change the order, or I'll go a little bit more weight. But I tend to go slow. Now, does that mean you can't go fast? No. But when you start to go faster, you tend to tense up. When you want to learn how to go slow with control so that when you do go faster, that your body is, okay, I'm ready to go. And that's the muscle memory. And I remember, as a dancer, there's a thing in ballet called petit allegro. And when you move quicker, it's said to be actually slow down in your mind. That way your feet can move fast while your brain is sort of going like this. But you don't want to think. You want muscle memory where it's already there when you go fast. And that's the whole thing. Effort and consistency matter more than load. Okay. And there's a thing in Pilates called strength and mobility. You're strong and you have your mobility. So now we're going to do my favorite thing is single leg balance. So what you're going to do is I'm going to make my way. I'm going to open myself up a little bit in this here. There you go. And you're going to see me make my way into my studio. And we're going to stand on one leg. And you're going to join me. Okay. All right. What you're going to do is you're going to grab a spot somewhere in your room, wherever you're at. And you can hold on to a bar. You can hold on to any desk there. And we're going to hold the right leg, which your foot can be on your knee or on your ankle area. You can hold on to the bar, and I'm going to count to 30 seconds. Let's begin. So, as you're holding for 30 seconds, I'll do an internal count. You're going to feel that wobbly sensation potentially. The main thing is, as you hold this balance, that you don't put your foot down. You keep on that leg and then sort of embrace that wobbliness. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. Leg down, other side, leg. So your body is going, oh, what is going on here, right? Then you hold it a little longer, your feet, up that leg. Everything is trying to work together. And the more you do this, your body remembers. And there's that muscle memory. And there's that wobbly, not as much wobbly. And there's that neuromuscular pathway. That's what we're going for. That's what our brain remembers. It wants to remember it. The more you do this repetition, the better you're going to get at it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go. So to finish off this sequence here, the importance of balance and proprioceptive work, we know it's important. I also, when I talk to my clients, when I talk to my people, I talked about the importance of it. it's you can say, why don't you go home and do that? It's hard for people to feel ambitious to go stand on one leg. What are you talking about? You know, and you can go into deep details about why. But there are certain exercises that I give that really gear towards, without actually saying the words, actually telling them this is what it is, that they are going, oh, I'm feeling off balance. I said, well, this exercise is about proprioceptive work. Yes, you're on your back and there's a ball underneath your sacrum, and now you're putting your legs into the air, and I'm going to add weights, and there is your proprioceptive work, right? Or you are on the big ball and you're walking yourself out into a plank position and your body is moving around. Figure out how to get your body into that position while you're out there. All the things, in fact, almost everything we do has a connection to proprioceptive. Everything, just about it, right? And your body working together. I tend to slow down so they feel it. That way, when they go to a high activity, that they go, okay, my body's moving, my body is remembering without even thinking while they do high activity, whatever that is. So that's what brain remembers is.